There are many architecture software programs that require a decent laptop. Examples include Revit, Sktechup, and Studio Max. The best laptop for architecture is powerful enough to comfortably run these programs, as well as portable enough to bring around. The Surface laptop family is expanding. Originally comprising a lone 13.5-inch model with a unique soft gray Alcantara fabric covering its palm rest, the line now includes multiple sizes, color options, configurations, and material choices. The model I'm reviewing here is the sandstone metal version with a 13.5-inch touchscreen and an Intel Core i7 processor. Other chassis color options at this screen size include black, platinum, and cobalt blue. The laptop is also available in a larger 15-inch version, which only comes in the first two color options. The sandstone finish looks handsome and understated. It takes on a slightly pinkish hue under bright light, but it's not nearly as flashy as the rose gold color option available on the Apple MacBook Air. Other than the new color options, the Surface Laptop 3's physical design remains nearly identical to that of the first and second generations. It's a traditional clamshell form factor. You won't find a detachable keyboard or a 360-degree hinge here, designs Microsoft has championed in partnerships with other manufacturers and used in its own Surface Pro line to present Windows as a viable tablet operating system. If all you need is a laptop, though, the Surface Laptop 3 is an excellent one. The supremely sturdy unibody construction inspires confidence, giving up a bit of weight and size savings in the name of reassuring build quality. There are lighter and smaller laptops with 13 and 14-inch screens, such as the Acer Swift 7, but they often sacrifice build quality, typing comfort, audio quality, or sometimes all three to achieve their sleekness. The Asus ZenBook 13, whose vanishingly thin screen borders make it a member of the ultra-portable laptop vanguard, measures 0.7 by 11.9 by 7.5 inches and weighs 2.83 pounds. But even with thicker bezels and some extra screen real estate, the Surface Laptop 3 comes in not far above those measurements, at 0.57 by 12.1 by 8.8 inches. It also weighs the same. Like the X1 Extreme, the ThinkPad P1 is now in its second generation, with improvements ranging from new GPUs to brighter screens. The bare-bones base model features a Core i5 processor, Intel integrated graphics, 8GB of RAM, a 256GB solid-state drive, and a 1080p display. Users who are the opposite of power maniacs can consider a third 15.6-inch Lenovo mobile workstation, the economical ThinkPad P53s, which is roughly the size and weight of the P1 but positioned well below today's test system and the P53. It peaks with a quad-core Core i7 CPU and NVIDIA's 2GB Quadro P520. Clad in a variation on Lenovo's matte black theme with an aluminum base and carbon fiber weave lid, the P1 measures 0.7 by 14.2 by 9.7 inches and squeaks under the 4-pound line at 3.99 pounds. That makes it definitely more portable than the P53 or HP's Book 15 G6. Like other ThinkPads, it's passed STD810G tortured tests for vibration, shock, and extreme temperature and humidity. There's almost no flex if you grasp the screen corners or mash the keyboard. The not too bulky AC adapter plugs into a proprietary port on the system's left side. Also on that side are two Thunderbolt 3 ports, an HDMI video output, a mini Ethernet port, and an audio jack. On the right edge, you'll find SD and smart card slots, two USB 3.1 Type A ports, and a Kensington security lock slot. The P1's touchpad is buttonless, but its track point keyboard pointing stick has nicely tactile buttons below the spacebar, including the middle button often used by computer-aided design and other independent software vendor apps. Both the stick and pad provide smooth, precise cursor control. The P65 Creator is crafted from aluminum instead of plastic, but its lightweight shows in some noticeable flex if you press the middle of the keyboard or the area around the power button above it. Ditto if you grasp the screen corners. I wouldn't call the overall feel flimsy, but it's not going to pass the STD810G ruggedness tests of some of its rivals. As for ports, the left edge holds a security lock slot, an Ethernet port, two USB 3.1 Type A ports, and separate headphone and microphone jacks. On the right are HDMI and mini display port video outputs, another USB-A port, a Thunderbolt 3 port, and the connector for the AC adapter. Digital photographers will miss an SD card slot. Self-photographers will find the webcam above the screen takes shots that are average in brightness and detail. An option in MSI's Dragon Center system monitoring software lets you disable the cam if you're concerned about snoops. Sound from the bottom-mounted speakers can fill a mid-size room, but the overall characteristic is a bit tinny and short on bass. The keyboard has a couple of layout quirks, 2 backslash keys, the FN key to the right of the spacebar, but offers 3-level backlighting and dedicated home, end, page up, and page down keys. Travel is on the shallow side, but its quietly clicky typing feel is reasonably comfortable. There's a small fingerprint reader in a corner of the touchpad, which glides and taps smoothly but requires a slightly awkward press to right-click. ProArt is a relatively new series of ASUS laptops, desktops, and monitors for content creators and visual arts professionals. The StudioBook Pro 17's attractive display, with an unusual 16:10 aspect ratio and 1920 by 1,200 pixel resolution, features a wide color gamut and color adjustment technology for precise color calibration. The 6-core Intel Xeon E2276M processor, 32GB of memory, and 2TB of solid-state storage provide more than enough muscle to power through video editing jobs, while the NVIDIA Quadro RTX 3000 graphics can handle whatever 3D rendering tasks you require. Like most mobile workstations, the Pro 17 is built for heavier duty than a comparably priced gaming laptop. The system has passed MIL STD810G military-grade tests for surviving stresses such as vibration, altitude, and temperature extremes. The dark magnesium alloy chassis that ASUS calls turquoise gray measures 0.72 by 15 by 11.3 inches and is styled with angled diamond cut edges. The workstation tips the scales at just 5.27 pounds, a bit more than the 5.03-pound MSI WS75, but considerably less than other rivals like the Dell Precision 7730. The StudioBook's other components are as impressive as its screen. You'll be able to transfer massive video files in seconds thanks to two 1TB SSDs in a RAID 0 set. The Xeon E2276M is a 6-core, 12-thread CPU with a clock speed of 2.8 GHz, and system memory is expandable to 64 GB of ECC DRAM. The Quadro RTX 3000 GPU carries more than 100 independent software vendor certifications for specialized and demanding apps, with optimized drivers to match. The new Wi-Fi 6 wireless protocol and dual-band Bluetooth 5.0 are standard, as is Windows 10 Pro for workstations. The Blade 15 Studio Edition is sold in a single configuration with a 3840 by 2,160 pixel OLED touchscreen, a 6-core, 2.6 GHz Intel Core i7-9750H processor, the above-mentioned Max-Q Quadro RTX 5000 GPU with a whopping 16 GB of GDDR6 display memory, 32 GB of system memory, and a 1TB C solid-state drive with Windows 10 Pro pre-installed. That said, the Studio Edition runs NVIDIA Studio Driver, which is tested for compatibility and performance with creative applications, a full list of which can be found on NVIDIA's download page. Unless ISV certification is a hardline requirement, there's no reason to count out this razor if your applications appear on the list. Besides the chassis color, the lid gets a professional-looking makeover, replacing the backlit green Razer logo with one that's printed on and doesn't scream, "I'm a gamer." The Studio Edition's modern, minimalistic look isn't dissimilar from that of the 16-inch Apple MacBook Pro. The two share design concepts such as an all-aluminum chassis, speakers that flank the keyboard, and a massive touchpad. The Razer nonetheless has an edgier look from its less rounded corners, while its keyboard's per-key RGB backlighting gives it more dazzle. The laptop feels hefty but comes in at an acceptable 4.9 pounds. Size-wise, it's as trim as a 15.6-inch notebook can be at just 0.7 by 14 by 9.3 inches.